And suddenly the poop is on fire.
I've been working way too hard for this shit.
And suddenly the poop is on fire.
I've been working way too hard for this shit.
The poop is on fire. The poop is on fire. And suddenly the poop is on fire.
I've been working way too hard for this shit. I've been working way too hard for this shit.
The poop is on fire. 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 The poop is on fire.
I've been working way too hard for this shit.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming in. And I got Gil here too. Thank you so much for coming in and hanging out with us. Okay, so I haven't been live a whole lot because I've just been relaxing, taking some time to myself, and actually doing a lot more garden stuff. And I've been doing a lot more videos and video content. So as of next week, I will be going live on Wednesdays only at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this was kind of a test run. So look for me every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the fall here. And just look for my videos as well. If you are a member, I have a couple new videos out. So you can take advantage of that as well. And I'm sorry, I was on an antibiotic this last week and it has messed up my stomach so much. I just have like constant heartburn. So I apologize. And I feel like I got hiccups. Okay. So let's see who's in the chat. Oh, now I got 12 people. Just an FYI, if you are watching and you're not active in the chat, you're not supporting my channel. You need to come in, you need to leave a comment, and you need to either leave a thumbs up or a thumbs down. So I'm just letting you know, you need to comment in the chat and you need to either give a thumbs up or give a thumbs down.
Yeah,
and
YouTube has
that's how you
made
get
the
content out there.
YouTube has made the decision that if people are just lurking, they're not going to count their watch hours.
Yes. So in order for me to get my watch hours, you have to be talking in the chat. I don't care what you're saying. I mean, I do care. It can't be like ridiculous, but you could just be like, hey, I'm watching. Hey, I'm watching, like every 5 or 6 minutes or whatever. But
or
you
I'm
have
working
to be active in the chat.
Yeah, I'm lurking, I'm listening.
Or something like that. Let's see. Okay, so Radio Prepper, thank you for being here. I appreciate y'all. Cosmic Cultivators is here. Thank you so much. Let's see. My answer statement presented is this: your lack of preparations is not my problem. Move along. True that. True that. Whoa. There for a minute, my poodle sounded like a beagle. I am also I'm looking for members to my channel. It's really important to get members to my channel. That helps me get out. That just, people don't understand how channels work. Like, this is a business for me. I have business expenses. So my first business expense of the year that came in July is my P.O. box. I have to have a P.O. box to get, I'm not putting my address out there. So my second big expense is Melon and having that. So I put my money aside for those things. And if I don't get enough members, I can't run my show. So YouTube pays me 50 cents for like some stuff that I put out there. They do not. So, and I don't really ask for a whole lot either. 99 cents a month, y'all. That's it. That's $12 a year. So if you're interested in being a member of my channel, I'd really appreciate it. It would help me out and it would further my YouTube content. So with all that being said, let's see who else is here. Mrs. Cosmic Cultivators, thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Gil, for being a member. And it said in the chat, oh, hold on, that you have been a member for 26 months. So thank you so much. Keith Kronk is here. Thank you so much. Susan, thank you for being here. Zombie, thank you. Hola. Shawnee Shaft, thank you so much. Looks like Howie's here. Thank you for being here, Howie. And thank you guys for sharing me out. You have no idea how much that means to me. I really appreciate it. I know Howie shared me out. Thor has shared me out. There's been a couple other ones that people that have shared me out, and my videos have done great. Like my one last video is that, like, for me, it's done great. I'm not saying that I'm like a huge YouTuber because of it, but I'm just saying like my last video did like 300 views. And that's really good right now because nobody's watching right now because it's summertime. So I thought that was really good. So thank you so much. And Howie has been sharing me out as well. So thank you so much. Kathy Bates, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Juju B, Uncle Al's here. Thank you so much. Mrs. Cosmic and Cosmic Cultivators in the house. Thank you so much.
And members for 23 months.
23 months. So. Yeah. Oh, he shared on Twitter. Okay, cool. Cool. I do not have a Twitter, and I don't really understand it, to be honest, but cool. Thank you so much. Okay, so tonight's topic is, we got 17 people in the house. Please give me those thumbs up. I only have 10 thumbs up, so please give me those thumbs up. Okay, so tonight's subject is I have a farm. People locally know I have a farm. So when they think, you know, SHTF is happening, they think they can come to my house because I have a farm. I can obviously feed them and support them and everything else. So that is like my main subject tonight. And, you know, I thought that would be something really good to talk about. Mrs. Cosmic Cultivators, I love you too. Thank you so much. You're amazing as well. I'm so glad. I think our friendship just gets better and better and better. So I love you so much. Thank you for supporting my channel and being members to my channel. But thank you also for the donation. I really appreciate it.
I like what Howie put in there. Pay your rent with a thumbs up.
Yeah, I mean, that's all you have to do. It's not hard to give a thumbs up to somebody, or give me a thumbs down if you don't like my content. But either way, it supports my channel. So do something. I appreciate it. Yeah, 17 watching and 12 likes. That's what I'm getting.
And a $5 from Mrs. Cosmic Cultivators.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Mrs. Cosmic. I appreciate it. So, yeah, I have a huge problem with my subject tonight. Just because I have a farm doesn't mean that I can support you and support you till God knows when. I'm not going to do that. It's family and family only, and that's limited. It's limited to my family, me, my mom, and my brother. My brother is a nurse. I can grow the hell out of some food, and then we work together, and I support my family on 5.5 acres. That's how that works. I don't take on stray people unless it's like a dire circumstance and they need some, like their leg better be missing. There better be something seriously wrong. I'm not taking on anybody. So the audacity to think that somebody thinks that they can just come in here and live here or oh, just because I have a farm, that really pisses me off. So that's the subject tonight. Let me know what you guys think in the side chat, and go ahead, Gil. I know you have a lot to say on the subject.
No, I mean, one of the things is back years ago when I was working for Homeland Security, and I was working with Contra Costa County for the CERT program, setting it up. I was on the C8 committee for it, and I kept pushing y'all. Hey, you guys, besides the normal CERT stuff in our CERT classes, we need to make sure that our CERT members are more than just, oh, I got a 72-hour kit. And I quoted the stuff from Katrina and Rita, where people were out there stranded for 10 days, so 2 weeks. And we talked about stuff at the meetings and stuff, and it got it got to the point where at every meeting, just about one or two police officers, a couple of firefighters, dang, I'm coming over to your house. I finally started telling, hey, you guys know when the poop hits the fan, you can come right on over to my house. You're going to find it vacant and everything gone. Because everything's set to load up and be gone out of the Bay Area if SHTF or Tawaki happens.
Yeah.
And they were like, what? You're leaving? Oh, I'll be gone like the rocket sled on rail, man. Just.
And no, I'm not going to have little baggies with food in it and passing it out to people. I'm not storing up cigarettes and alcohol for people. I'm not doing anything like that. I don't want to contact with anybody. Yeah. It's me and my family. If somebody has something cool that I can offer a trade with, that's fine. I'll trade with you. But I'm not giving out Happy Meals. I'm sorry. That's just not going to happen. So I think the audacity of some people, like just because I have a farm here, makes you think that you can just come on over. I'm not pulling out a welcome mat. Like, that's not how it's going to work. We constantly hear the same statement around here. And you know what? I know having a farm, and yeah, I'm kind of weird about it. I don't give out my address on social media. And I know people can look me up, whatever, but I don't give out my address on social media because I'm really weird about it. And if somebody wants to come and pick up stuff at my farm stand, then they can message me and then I'll give them my address. But having a farm makes you a target because then everybody knows where you're at and what you're doing.
And one of the things Thor Haven this morning put one out with raising the question similar to this. And of course, Courtney didn't know about it, so I told her about it before we started. But his thing was, can your farm support an army? And he went into his view of it was, yeah, they have, what do they have? 13 acres up there, or 18 acres? And he goes,
I don't know. I know they have a lot.
And he was saying, all my land's not cleared. All my land is not gardening. Yes, I would like to have a few people that I know and trust come on, but they got to realize they got to bring food. They got to bring a year's worth of food when they come, because it's going to take a year to produce the food for the next year.
And it's even harder where they live because their season is cut short.
Yeah.
By the way, I want to let people know, I had no idea Thor did that video today. I didn't watch. And it's kind of similar, but I had something happen to me where it was this situation, and they made it publicly known that they're going to come to my house. And I just kind of decided to go live with this topic because it completely pissed me off. So,
yeah.
But
one of the things, Courtney, how much of your land is in a garden?
Not all of it. I have 2.5 acres, and not even all of it is a garden. Nothing. Yeah. I mean, I have apple trees and stuff like that, but I have a whole back quarter that is nothing but trees that that we could tear down and make into a garden. Make into
How long is it going to take to prep that land?
Oh, it would take forever. Especially if right now, let's think about it, right? Gas prices are high and they don't want you to have gas. That's in the near future. So if you buy a vehicle or a tractor that depends on diesel fuel or depends on gasoline, how much gasoline are you going to be able to store so you can do stuff like that?
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. I mean, it might for a little while, but gas is a big thing. Like, they don't want you to have gas.
Yeah, and that's one of the things you got to realize. For prepping soil, if you got trees, you got to tear down. You cut down the trees, get them out of there. Oh, wait a minute, there's a bunch of roots in here, and you got to dig up the roots. And so that's going to be taking time. Even if you do have an excavator and have the fuel for it, that's going to take a while to dig it up and and everything, and then get it prepped to be able to plant in.
Mm-hmm.
So if this happens in the springtime, it may be a full year before you're actually planting in that field. And if it happens in the wintertime or in the late fall, where everything goes, you can, during the wintertime, depending on how bad your winters are, you can get out there and start and do that work and get it ready. So in the springtime, you can try to start to plant, but it's not going to produce like the rest of your garden does right away. It may take a year or two.
Right. And not to mention, like, the way we grow, I don't grow chemically, or I don't put chemicals on any of my stuff. So you're going to lose a lot of your crops. You're just going to bugs and to accidents, and a hailstorm is going to come through and wipe you out, or you get a heavy rain and all of your corn is on the ground. Like, that stuff really does happen. And so you just have to be a little more prepared. And I wanted to go to the side chat, and I have a few people that were typing some stuff. Howie said, I have worked all day and need to clean up. We'll be running till I get back. Okay, well, thank you. The farm can support ourselves just like their farms, if they started it, would support them. Yeah. I just have a huge problem because people can seem really cool in the beginning, and they can seem like, yeah, we can get along. This will be great. And then months into it, before you know, it's like a complete mutiny, and they got you tied up in your basement or killed because they're a complete psycho. I just don't trust people. So I just think
going to come over, and I'm just going to come there with family members, especially. That's when you need to work on it now, people. Make a list and hand it to them. Right, this is what you got to bring to come.
Yeah.
Because I cannot support you. My farm barely supports us.
Right.
Yeah. And let them know it's like, hey, Prepper 101's here.
Hey, Prepper. What's up?
And so you got to let them know that, hey, the food from the farm takes blood, sweat, and tears, and a lot of splinters and blisters.
I'm kind of a weirdo about it, and I drive my husband crazy because people don't understand. When I start seeds, I baby those seeds. Like, why are they leggy? What's going on? Am I going to have this year? Like, I do. I not that I freak out, but I think about stuff like that when I'm planning things, because it could, like, you don't know how things are going to work. It could be a do or die situation. And here, like, I just make sure that my plants are great before I put them out. Hey, Camo and Bows, long time no see, honey. How you been? Yeah. But I don't think it's right for people to say, hey, I'm coming to your house. Okay, well, like Gillis said, if you are coming, which more than likely you're not coming here, but if you do plan on coming, you better have a plan, because I'm not going to be a part of that plan. I already have my own plan. I don't need them. Thank you for coming in, guys. Oh, that's okay, Radio Prepper. Thank you so much for coming in and hanging out. I appreciate it. But I just think some people just don't understand it. And
Yeah.
I know this topic has been covered lots of times. I know Appalachia Homestead with Patara. She has covered this subject multiple times because she also preps, she also farms, she also cans. And so people are like, oh, I'm coming to your house, and it's family members. And it's like, no, I'm sorry, but that's not how that works. That's just not how that works. Jujubee says, I have some neighbors who are constantly looking for produce handouts now from my tiny little garden, and food is abundant. But when the handout is daily, like, yeah, no, I don't think so. I worked really hard in my garden this year. Like, I worked my ass off. I got tons of produce this year. I did really good at the farmer's market. Nobody gets anything for free unless it's my uncle that lives down the street because he's like 80 years old, and my mom. And so my brother, if he came by, I would give him stuff, but he never asked me for anything. I don't even think he likes tomatoes, so I don't think it's a thing. But I don't like tomatoes either. But I'm just like, the audacity of some people. I work my butt off. Like, don't try to take that from me. And so
I'm snickering at Prepper 101's comment there. I would change number 3. If you're going to do number 1 and 2, you don't need number 3. Number 3, you have them bring some gold, so you have some profit from it.
Tell people if you're coming to my house during SHTF, you'll need to bring 3 things: a shovel, a bag of lime, and a body. I love you, Prepper 101. You're great. Yep, she has like a dozen of my plant babies that were extra, and she can't figure out why mine are thriving. Well, you know what?
That's my wife and her best friend.
Yeah. I don't think some people get it. They call it a green thumb, but it's not really a green thumb. I think people just don't get it. And I've done a ton of research and I've educated myself. And believe me, I have screwed up. I mean, I have screwed up. I have not watered a couple days and burned things out. I mean, I am not perfect by all means, but I'm perfecting it. And I'm doing really good. But I am not perfect, and I have failed a lot. But I'd rather have that time period now that I failed than failing in an SHTF situation.
Yeah, learn now, learn to correct,
Thanks,
learn how
Zombie.
to deal with it.
I appreciate you. Thank you for being a member. I really appreciate it. You're such a sweetie. But yeah, so, okay, I'm sorry. I'd like to keep my audience, I'd like to say what people are saying in the side chat. So, okay, Cosmics, it's easier for people to just keep leeching off one another instead of putting in the work for themselves. Right, right. Because who wants to garden? It's 90 degrees out. Today, it's like 90 degrees and literally has been raining all day. I feel like I live in the rainforest. It is hot, muggy, and nasty. You know what I did today in the pouring rain? I picked 25 pounds of tomatoes. That's what I did in the rain. And so people aren't up for it. People can't do it. But that's, like I said, it's not my problem. And in an SHTF, sorry. You know, and that's why, you know, they say like 50% of the population would probably die. Well, because they can't grow their own food. It's more. But yeah. Because
if the grid goes down, it's going to be 85 to 95% within the first 18 months.
Yeah. And it's tough.
And of course, most of those are going to be in the city.
People forget Uncle Al has butchering equipment.
Butchering and processing equipment. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have processing equipment at all. We do everything by hand. And at one point I thought about getting a chicken plucker, but they're like $400. So I just haven't got one, but we've been doing everything by hand and using a torch. And so far it's working out pretty good. Yeah. once you have your first jar of homemade spaghetti sauce, there's nothing else like it. That's right. And I saw your picture today, Cosmics. You guys are awesome. By the way, my spaghetti sauce, nothing can compare to it. It's so much better than the store. It's fresh tasting. There's not all that crap in there. You know, when you get spaghetti sauce from the store, read the back. Read all that crap that's in there. Sugar and all this crap. I don't need that. And by the way, up until recently, I have been putting sugar in it. I put like a couple teaspoons of brown sugar in it. But up until then, I wasn't using any sugar at all because I didn't need it. So, you know, and I put carrots in there. You get all your vegetables in there. And sometimes my V8 juices, I put peppers and onions and carrots in there, and I make V8 out of it. So, you know, it's very good. And it is very gratifying. I'm very proud of myself. Then another person that doesn't get it is my mom. She don't get it. She don't understand why I love to can. She don't understand it. But I love it. And it's very gratifying. Like, I can't believe I canned 24 things of green beans this year. Freaking love green beans. And I'm so proud of myself, you know, and I have more stuff out there. I'm going to can carrots this year for the first time. So I'm just really, really happy that I can do this. And I've been pretty successful at it. I can't believe I've been successful at it. And I wasn't in the beginning. I'm telling you what, before we had raised beds, it was hell. You had to literally go out there every single day and pick weeds. If you did not, you would have a jungle. And not to mention, I planted garlic and stuff, and my one area of my yard gets super wet, and I didn't get anything. So we turned that area into raised beds, and it works out perfect. The water stays on the ground, the raised beds are up, and we don't have to worry about it. But the audacity of somebody thinking that they can come over here and take what I have worked so hard for.
Yeah. Look what your cousin put in the chat.
Who?
Your cousin.
My cousin.
Sure.
Oh, I'm sorry. This almost makes me want to change my channel name to just Skinner. The Adventures of Skinner. She will get when times get tougher than they are now, Court. Yeah. But, you know, I don't know. I don't know if she ever will get it. My mom is a hoarder of food. And, like, literally, I could survive over there on years of canned goods that my mom has. But she don't know why she's doing it. She's just a hoarder. Of that kind of stuff.
When was she born?
Saving it. Huh?
When was she born?
1950 something. She's 70, almost 75.
Okay, so she is a child of the Depression.
Yes.
So her mom did the same thing.
Yes. Everything. And my grandpa did.
That's where she got it from.
Yeah. But she don't know why she's doing it.
She doesn't know why. Just my mom did it this way. That's why, you know, it's been ingrained, and that's what it is. I mean, it's like my mom was born in 1922.
Thank you,
She was
Uncle.
a child of the Depression.
Yeah.
I'm finally starting to get rid of a bunch of the other crap that I've been collecting. Well, I can make something out of this. My wife's saying, we need to get rid of this. And it's like, I got clothes that are 15 years old, still decent clothes.
I do too.
that are out of style and everything else. It's like, okay, it's time to clean out this closet and get rid of that stuff. And
yeah, I have
Pepper 101.
I know. I read that. Speaking of depression, I've been married for 10 years. I'm sorry, Purple 101.
Hey, I've been married for 33, 34. Geez, no, wait a minute. No, it's going to be 35 years here next month. And it's nothing to be depressed about. I am ecstatic about it. I just wish it had a better, gift thing for the 35th year. I had something stupid. I went, I ain't giving her that. I don't want to, get in trouble.
Okay, so do you guys have out there, do you have experiences of people doing this to you? I know Cosmic said it. And how are you handling this situation? Ooh, sorry, that was lightning. How are you handling this situation? Because I'm not so nice about it. I don't want people coming here. I don't like a lot of people. So don't come here because I can't even talk about it. I don't want to talk about it on video. But you don't want to come here. And so let me know in the side chat. Let me know what you think. And if you farm and if you have work hard and have cows and all that, how are you handling this situation? Have you had people say that to you? 35 years is Coral. Now,
yeah, Coral. And she doesn't want anything to do with Coral. She goes, it's endangered as color. Yeah. But since I retired from Homeland Security and moved up here to Idaho, I have had very, very few do that. The couple of people that have said, hey, if the Bay Area goes to crap and stuff, they ask, can we come up there? And that's my favorite nephew. And of course, he hunts. All his boys hunt, and his wife tries to garden. So, hey, there's some skill sets there.
Yeah.
I tried to get them to buy property up here anyways. The other one is a friend of mine from when I was working at the construction company, Gary Teixeira. He's supposed to be coming up here sometime this month to look for property up here on his own. But Gary was the one that took me out hunting for my first time going hunting. And we've done a lot of things together over the years. And so he and his wife are, they're looking for land to do a homestead on up here.
Oh, okay.
So those type of people, because they already have the mindset. They know what it's going to be like. Mm-hmm. And most people, when they say that, I go, do you have a travel trailer? Because that's what you're going to be living in. You ain't coming in the house.
Right.
The house is going to be full and busy.
Thank you, Kathy Bates. I love you. You are such a sweetheart. Oh my God, you guys, this is so fun. This is so funny. I've never used a French bean machine before. Okay, so that's what I was using to shred my beans to can them. Well, I had bought one at Lehman's when I was there for the food summit, and I used it for the first time. And Kathy was watching, and she's like, Courtney, turn the thing around here. It's backwards. And like she was helping me, and it was so great. She's such a sweet, sweet lady. I love you so much. Oh yeah. Prepper 101 said he loved you in Misery.
But yeah, there are. Come on, and they already know the rules, and they know what they got to bring and everything else. There are others when they bring it up, and I say, oh wait a minute, we need to have a sit down because there's a lot of stuff you don't know about,
right?
That you need to know before you even think about coming here,
right?
And then they get this worried look on their flat face, like what?
And the majority of the people out there are not taking this seriously. Mm-hmm. Like, do you guys know that the Panama Canal right now is not running because it's so dry that ships are getting stuck in the canal? Like it's not going to affect you right now, but 6 months from now, it's going to affect you because things are not coming through.
And they, years and years ago, they took out the reverse pumps where they, because they were afraid of getting saltwater intrusion up in there. But they used to pump from the lower canals back up to keep the upper ones full and stuff, instead of just always using downward gravity for it. And now they're paying the price.
You know what? I would love to bring more preppers in. Unfortunately, I've had experience with preppers, and I don't want to bring them in either. And I'll tell you why. Because some of them think they know everything, and they'll try to take over your group. I want somebody that can be a leader, but not an a-hole.
Yeah. Or you need someone who knows, hey, this is my niche. Don't ask me to do anything out of my niche until I've been trained.
Right. Yeah, be cautious. Like there's selections. For instance, not everybody knows how to garden. That's right.
Yep.
Not everybody does know how to garden. I'm not going to bring anybody here. I got to remind myself of that too, when and if that happens, and not have like this big heart and want to take everybody in, because you can literally drown yourself.
But one of the things, and Thor mentioned it in his video, he goes, I need more people. I'm going to need people here because I have to sleep. I can't watch the place all the time by myself. I have to sleep. I have to shower. I got chores to do, and I can't be on guard duty all the time.
Yeah.
So you got to, if you have have farm and land, you got to figure out, okay, how many people can I support here? How many people do I need to operate in SHTF? And that's the first thing, a lot of people don't think about. How many people do I need to operate in SHTF? Because I need to have someone needs to be awake, or at least two people need to be awake 24/7. Not the same people, but on shift. And you need to have people that, because those are your overwatch. Then I need people, doing this, people doing that. And when you are trying to grow more food, you have more people gardening. So you have more people out there weeding, because you're probably going to be using areas you hadn't gardened in before. And one of the things too that I was mentioning, you mentioned something about crops failure and stuff. You mentioned corn. Corn is probably going to be one of the last crops you want to plant, because for the square footage, for what you get out of it, it's not, there's a lot more other crops that produce more per square foot than corn does.
Right. I definitely wouldn't.
Beans.
Green beans, yes. Kidney beans, no. Soybeans, no. Corn, definitely not, because I can't eat it anyway.
Yeah.
But I thought one year, and this was my big mistake, I thought I was going to be real cool and plant all these kidney beans. I was going to, I got literally 12 pods per plant. I barely got any plants. I think I got 12. I had like literally a handful of beans when I was done with it. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I'll just prep my beans. Like, I'm not going to do this. Okay. I'm sorry. Kathy Bates says, I was a farmer, and for many years I can say I've learned from watching this channel. Oh, thank you, Kathy. Yes, I know your circumstances, Cosmics, and yes, I would have to say that you're welcome here if you could get here. I know you guys are like 15 hours away. Not 15, more like 11. But you guys are far away. But if you could get here, then you're welcome here. But going through Boston and all of that to get here, good luck. Yeah, I don't think that would happen. So, but
they would have to take a long, I can't think of the word now, out of the way route around to get around to you.
Yeah. Beans and my mother-in-law's butt. You get more per square foot. Oh my God. Prepper 101. You're killing me. Just because I was a farmer doesn't mean I know everything. We learn from each other. That's right, Kathy Bates. We do.
Yeah. You said when you planted kidney beans, you didn't get very many. When my daughter and I planted a bunch of kidney beans here, I got the little walk behind thing, we did it and everything else. I probably got back 4 times or 5 times as much beans as we planted, and we didn't even harvest a tenth of what was out there on the bushes.
Wow, you got a lot then. Wow. Yeah. I don't know, man. Maybe I just sucked at it, but there's lots of things I suck at. And one of them is brassicas. I would probably be craving tons of broccoli and cauliflower, and I'd never be able to grow it. I just suck at growing it. So, but
I hate Brussels sprouts, and I'll probably have Brussels sprouts able to grow like weeds around here.
We would have to go through New York, and that isn't even a possibility. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, guys. Yeah. You would definitely need to get in with a group or something, somebody that you could trust. That's the only thing I could think of because there's no way you're leaving your area. And you guys have a big target because you do grow vegetables. So you have to really be careful there. I love you, Kathy Bates. I'm not going to say that out loud. Pumpkins and hard shell squash. Yep. Yeah. I've grown the butternut squash, and that literally can last like 8 months if you harden it off. So things like that can last a long time.
Yeah, my daughter grew some of the butternut, and she had it down in the basement there, and it took her a year and a half to go through it all.
Yeah.
And it was still good when she was going through it.
Mrs. Cosmic, I'm the same way. We did cabbage this time around, and I'm hoping it's out there and it's grown up, but I'm praying that we get cabbage heads, because in the past we have never gotten a cabbage head. It's always been just the leaf and what seems to be what would have been a head. I don't know if maybe bugs are eating it out or what, but it's so frustrating. I also have been taking advantage of Walmart lately, and Walmart had basically a little mini greenhouse that could fit over top of my raised bed out there, and it's all plastic. So I was going to set that up and grow lettuce and stuff in there. And when it gets colder out. So I'm kind of excited to use it because I did the measurements and it's the exact same measurement as my raised bed, my one raised bed. So I can put that over top of it. It's like a dome. So I can put that over top of it. So I got it for $20. So it's worth, seeing if it's going to work. We had some beautiful ones and the bugs destroyed that's what the problem with me is too. And I don't want to spray them. I can't even think about using a harsh chemical on them, but I do have that surround and I would put that on it. And that is definitely something that you guys want to think about getting. Yeah, I hope it works too. I saw some other things. You guys really need to check out the Walmart clearance section right now because they had metal raised beds too there for $15. Galvanized ones. So they're smaller, but they work for things like my husband built me a really small raised bed for my whorehound because if I put whorehound somewhere, it's just going to spread. And I didn't want it to spread everywhere. So he made me like a really small bed for that. And so I have lots of whorehound in that little small bed and I don't have to worry about it going all over the place. We will have to give it a look. Yeah. It's just the clearance section right now because they're getting rid of all that stuff at the end of the year. Okay, guys, what is your scenario? Do you have people that are telling you that they're coming to your house during SHTF? If so, tell me your situation in the side chat. I would like to know, and I will read it out loud. Making meat sticks for the kids. Oh, that sounds wonderful. Did we lose you, Gil?
No, I don't think so. I'm getting something. Yeah, okay. I'm still
okay.
I'm getting something up here to share here in a second.
Oh, okay.
Work here. This is a Facebook. Come on, there it goes. A Facebook group from the church, the local church here. And let me get share entire screen. There we go. This is what was posted today. Does anyone need or want yellow summer squash and zucchini?
Oh my gosh!
And that's in the little town here. All right. So this is
Hey, Marshmallow Man, thanks for coming in. And thank you for that, GGB. Wow. Yeah. Usually butternut squash, like I've had butternut squash one year, it volunteered. And then I planted it the other year. And it literally took over the entire garden and went up and over the main fence out to the chickens. It was nuts. I had butternut squash growing out there, but the birds were like hollowing it out and eating it.
Yeah, This next year will be interesting to see how much stuff I can grow, and whether or not I'll be making another trip to California. It's
Yeah.
like my wife was comparing gas bills, and she goes, "It costs twice as much for you to drive here and get stuff and bring it back." And she was going, "I think it's time we just start getting rid of stuff. So you're going to have to just stay there." And I go, 6 months ago, you were complaining that I wasn't coming down there. But as far as people coming here, I got a couple nieces and nephews. It's like, hey, let's see, my nephew Jamal, Marine, come on, you're on security. Those that know those that spend a lot of time at my mom's, and worked to help. Grew up helping my mom in her garden. They know a little bit about gardening. They understand a little bit about it. Come on, I'll put you to work.
Nice squash, Juliana.
Yeah,
that is huge.
Most of them know that they need to have a travel trailer. And my nephew, my cousin's son, he's retired now, and he goes camping all the time. I tell him, "Hey, you want to camp up at Yellowstone or something? Swing by here." But he's one of the ones that is smart enough to get up here and stuff that has more brains than he lets on to.
Yeah.
He was a TAR, a temporary active reserve, for 25 years in the Navy, working on F-14s, then F-18s.
Wow, nice.
So yeah.
Yeah. By the way, Jujubee, that squash was freaking huge. I think it was at least 3 foot long. That's crazy. I did I haven't ate it yet. I hardened it off though, and I plan on eating it sometime this fall. But the Boston Marrow was freaking huge. And I don't know if I'll be planting it next year. I think we're going to dedicate the side yard to watermelon. That's what we really want. I'm definitely coming to get some of your tropical fruits. Christmas trees, Marshmallow Man. Yeah, oh my gosh, I had so many zucchinis, and I sold them, some of them at the farmer's market. Somebody wanted them really bad. Their dog couldn't eat meat, or there's something wrong with it, and they fed their dog zucchini every week or every couple days or something like that. And I'm like, wow. So she bought a bunch of zucchini from me. But I still have like 4 of them on my counter. My plant is dead now, but that was the healthiest zucchini plant that I'd ever seen. It was so big.
Now I'm going to hit on the prepper side here about about gardening stuff, especially like if you're raising extra zucchini and stuff, and if you can't can it all, you need to freeze it. People worry about, oh, power goes out, I'm going to lose everything in my freezer. All right, the little 7-foot cubic foot freezers you can get at Sam's Club and Home Depot and stuff around like that. A 100-watt panel and a 100 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery will keep that going indefinitely, because it doesn't run all the time. It runs a little bit. And when it's off, the battery gets up to full charge, and you're good. So if you're worried about for each freezer, figure 1 or 2 100-watt batteries, 100 amp hour lithium iron phosphate batteries, and a couple 100-watt solar panels, and you have those dedicated to that, and they just will run. You got yourself your little 1,000-watt inverter. Mm-hmm. They only draw like 500 watts, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Which also comes in handy if you happen to be a hunter, or somebody that's coming is a hunter. Then you get a couple more empty chest freezers, and you can load it up until you get a chance to can it all.
Right. Oh, by the way, Jujubee's squash, she measured it, and it turned out to be 51 inches long. Did you eat it, Jujubee? I'm asking because I was curious of what it tasted like. It looks like a long, like, gourd, but it's not. It's a squash. Yep, she ate it. Still watching. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Pretty excited for more now, checking every couple hours, because I got 2 watermelon out there, yet I'm still waiting for them to be a little more mature before I pick them, and I hope they make it. I'd be really excited. It's nutty seedless zucchini. The seeds are all in the end. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. That thing was freaking weird. It looked alien. Very interesting, though. Thank you, Shawnee, for giving me the dash, so I know people are still in the chat. But yeah, Susan, sounds good. Yeah, it does sound good. But yeah, so I was really upset earlier when somebody said that to me, and it is, you know, it's a friend of the family, but they're more friends with somebody else than they are me. So I just was like, what the hell? Don't do that. But you know, they'll have to learn the hard way because I can't carry everybody. So crazy good for zoodles. I'm going to grow it again next year. Oh, okay. Awesome. I have never really made zoodles. Can you freeze those? Because I tried to freeze zucchini this year. I made them into fries, and when I put them in the air fryer, they're mushy. And I don't like them, like when they're mushy. I mean, they have a good flavor. They're just not the right texture. All right. I thought that was a pretty good subject tonight. So thank you all for participating and understanding where I'm coming from on that. Like, I know I've gotten some people in the past who are like, well, I'm just going to help everybody, you know, and no, I'm not. That's probably the one time that I'd probably be super selfish.
Yeah.
Like, we've been preaching for years, grow your own food. Anyone can do it, even container gardening. That's right. Yeah. I mean, it's not hard. And I know some people like have a really hard time, and I really honestly I cannot relate, because I pretty much have gotten the hang of this. Like, I've done pretty well for myself. I don't understand how somebody has a hard time growing things. Maybe they're not paying attention. Maybe they're not watering as much. Maybe, I don't know. But
they don't realize that gardening takes work. It's not put the seed in the ground and water it once a week.
Yeah. And
you know, my wife's friend, she's always given her plants and little plants and stuff like that. And in a month, they're dead.
Yeah.
Like,
wow.
Drowned it. Don't dehydrate it.
Right.
You got to take care of it. And one time, my wife typed out instructions for it. This is how you take care of this plant. That's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. But you know what? When I can it and I know that there's nothing in my food, it's so worth it.
Yeah. Like,
I can beans and I know that there's not something weird in there or pesticides in there, because I grew it. I knew what I grew on it. I know what I put on it, which was nothing. And so therefore I really do know what was in my food. And that's the same with my pasta sauce. Like, I know that there's nothing on those tomatoes. There was bird poop at one time, but I washed that off. The thing is, people don't have time right now after SHTF. People will have a lot more time to hone in on these skills. Yes, but I think it would be too late. You have
Hour
to,
late and a day short.
yeah, you really have to practice, and you really have to read up, you know. And it might not be somebody's thing. It might not be their strong suit, but you have to figure it out. Bird poop is organic. Yes. I forget. I watched that guy from New Jersey, and he literally lives down the street from Joe, James Piccone, the gardening channel. I think that's his name. I can't ever pronounce his last name. But anyway, he has that food forest and his little dog Tuck that eats everything from the garden. It's so cute. He gives him a carrot and he like walks away. So funny. But anyway, he was talking about how there was bird poop on some of his plants. He's like, oh, it's really good for the soil. I was like, yeah. James Pergoni. Thank you. I couldn't remember. I can never pronounce his last name, but it's James Pergoni, the gardening channel. And he has a little Yorkie dog. And that dog eats everything. He like pulls the cucumber and the dog eats it. He pulls a carrot and the dog eats it. I'm like, what a healthy little dog. It will be too late for them not making excuses, work 40 hours a week and run a homestead. Yes. And I don't work, but I watch Fred and run a homestead. And it's rough. It's rough. Unfortunately, I will still need to learn how to dress out an animal. I can't do that, Susan. Good luck. I won't do that. That's up to my husband. I mean, I really could if I was starving to death. But if I'm not starving to death and there's somebody else there that will do it, you go ahead and you do that. Because if I do that, I would starve to death.
Is this the right one?
Huge psychological problem.
Is that the right one?
James Pergoni. Yeah. He's so cool. He really is. Yeah, subscribe because he literally lives down the street from Joe.
And let me get in here. There's his thing.
He's super smart, and he has actually taught me a lot of stuff. It's really cool.
And there's his link.
Oh, yeah.
His link.
Subscribe him, y'all. Yeah. Mrs. Cosmic, it's 3 meals. I'm working on it. There's some days I don't feel like cooking. I'm still working on doing the dishes every day as well. I am not a perfect house mom. I try, but I am far from perfect. I want whatever he's on, the amount of energy. I know it's because he eats all those vegetables. I swear he eats all those vegetables and he's tall. He's probably one of those people that jog every morning. He probably jogged. Oh, I just jogged down the street. I did 5 miles in about 20 minutes, you know, and he's super healthy and he has a lot of energy and I love that about him. Yeah, his channel is pretty cool. Watch the replay and leave a nice comment. Yes. Hey, CR. Yeah, I'm glad you're eating too because we're talking about food again. Nope, it's crack. It's gotta be. Yeah. Aw. But yeah, no, he's just super smart and he has like a way of talking that's really kind of relaxing and not annoying. And so I just have mad respect for him and his apples and stuff. Like I watch it and I'm just in awe sometimes because it's all organic and his apples and stuff are perfect. And I'm like, how did you grow a big old apple like that? It's so perfect. I'm like, sometimes I'm in awe by it, but he does a really good job for it just being in his backyard. And pretty cool. So anybody can grow. You have to put a little time and effort into it.
Sure thing, Suzanne.
Yeah. He has a lot of things. Check him out. He's very educational. And we watch him quite a bit, actually. But I watch him, I think, even more now that I know that he lives like down the street from Joe. I'm like, oh, this guy lives in Jersey with Joe. He's heavily sponsored, though. Yeah, he is. Yeah. It does help. Okay, so no one's coming to my house during SHTF unless it's like immediate family. And I hope those people plan on helping me out because there's going to be a lot of work, lots and lots of work. And okay, so you're in an SHTF situation and you're only growing your food. Say, for instance, this is just a scenario I'm throwing out there, but say, for instance, you ate all your MREs, all your stuff. It's been a couple years and you ate all that stuff. Okay, so now you're running specifically on your garden. What are you going to grow? You ate all your MREs, your 72-hour kits. You went through your bags of beans and your rice. You went through all your Campbell soups.
Yeah.
What are you going to eat and how are you going to eat it?
Well, I know one thing. We got our plans is beans, spinach, broccoli, cauliflower, zucchini, squashes, for, stuff that, those things that we can for the wintertime, the Swiss chard, rainbow chard for the summertime eating, and then whatever the rabbits and chickens will like, because, hey, we're going to be raising rabbits and chickens for meat.
Yeah. Yes. And okay, a lot of people don't know this, but rabbits literally have no fat. So you can literally starve to death by just eating rabbit. So you would actually have to put some kind of fat in your skillet if
Chicken
you were
fat.
just, yeah.
You
So
have chicken one night, rabbit the next night. Chicken one night, rabbit the next night, or
Yeah.
mix it together in a stew. That way you get your meat, you get your fat from the chicken and everything else. For those that want or that are planning on doing rabbits and stuff, plant an avocado tree.
There you go.
Avocados are healthy fats.
What are MREs? And you were laughing, Susan. That's funny. But yes, I don't stock up on MREs because they are full of salt. I mean, they would have to be literally a last minute ditch effort. I am starving to death. I need an MRE. Those things are so packed full of salt and so much crap in them. But you have to, and I even bought one of those 72-hour kits. I have a bucket. So I bought it just in case. But what would you, okay, so let's see. Cosmic said they would grow root crops and a lot of 30, 45-day crops. Yes, that's a really good idea. That's really good. Oh, thanks for coming back, Howie. Potatoes, can't get sweet potatoes to grow. Winter squash stuff that can store well for the winter. Garlic, onion, beans to dry, corn to grind, and carrots, cabbage. Yes, that's really good, Shawnee Shab. However, corn might not be a really great option. You can actually use zucchini as a flour and grind that up and use that as a flour as well, as a plant base for breads and stuff like that. But I don't know about corn. If you're a really good corn grower, which I'm not, then yeah, by all means have corn and use it and grind it down to make flour and whatnot. That would be perfect. But I would starve to death. I'm not a good corn grower.
You said plant-based foods. So it's like, well, wait a minute. I've seen several memes on this lately. All right, plant-based foods. That makes steak a plant-based food because the cows eat the plants and produce the steak.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, pigs is something else people will probably go to because all the scraps, pigs will eat all the scraps.
Right.
They'll also eat trespassers too if you chop them up fine and feed them to them.
Yeah, Howie, you'd be living fine. This was just a scenario that I threw out there. By the way, you'd be living just fine because with all the seafood and all your vegetables and stuff, you would just I would be in heaven. Like, I'm coming to Vancouver. Hello. Location is key to survival. Caves are nice and biofilm burgers are tasty. Interesting.
Oh, the other thing, in your trees and stuff, almonds is a tree that you can make flour from. So
Yeah.
if you have wooded area, you don't want to be planting garden in it. Cut a tree down, plant a almond tree.
Yeah. By the way, Cosmics, I'm so jealous of that. I love seafood, and you guys, yeah, you live so close to the ocean. It's like I want fresh shrimp. I want all of that. Like, please. Yeah, you guys live in a really cool area, but you live in a populated area. So it's like, yeah. So in that scenario, Howie would be perfect, but he would have a lot of neighbors trying to visit. Yeah, he would. I think he would. Shake the apple tree and watch the deer come. Oh, by the way, my mom's crab apple tree is like the McDonald's to those deer right now. Like 2 buck and a doe and her baby came up to that tree yesterday, full horned and everything. They were just like eating from that tree. And my mom was like, oh, I was watching them. And so when you walk in the yard, you have to like skip over the big buck poop and the little turd nuggets from the deer.
Same thing's going on with my daughter. She has some plants, and the deer coming, jumping one small fence, coming around, working their way around, jumping a second little small fence to get into where the viney stuff my daughter's planting. But then right now I just noticed that the apple tree started dropping apples, so I expect to see a bunch of deer over by the apple tree here.
Yeah, that crab apple tree is huge. It's like the biggest one I've ever seen. And it like I'm at my house, I'm in the garden, and I'm like keep smelling this smell, and it's the crab apples like rotting on the ground. It's so disgusting. Like, but the deer are loving it right now. I wish I could literally like sneak over and get a picture, but every time I like get out my back door, they hear the door because the crabapple tree is so close to our house. They hear the door, so then they run off real quick. So I never
Time
really
for a game camera. Put a game camera out.
Yeah, I would really like to get a picture of them because they're really cool. Yes, sunflowers would be really good to grow. Yes, they would. And if you can fight the birds for the seeds. But yeah, that would be a really good thing to grow. Plus, I really love sunflower seeds, and I love pumpkin seeds. I've been eating pumpkin seeds lately like crazy, and my son loves them too, which I'm really surprised because he doesn't like anything. And he's been eating pumpkin seeds like crazy. My neighbors have a food forest as I give them lots of trees and vines. That's really cool.
The thing with like sunflowers and stuff, you say a lot of birds come around. Well, that's when you put the kids out there with the slingshots. It's like quail. You just, cook it up.
Actually, I'm not sure, Susan. I didn't even think about that, but it's very strong smelling, so it has to be fermented. I don't know. I'm sure it's really good for them, though. They're not drunk, but, a lot of people ferment their chicken feed and stuff. That fermentation process is really good for your gut. So I don't know. They might be getting a little bit of a buzz, but they're happy deer when they leave. They're happy. That sounds good. Yeah. So the MREs are running out, and what am I going to grow? I have went over this scenario in my head. I don't know how many times when I plant my stuff. This year, I'm planting peas, planting carrots, because peas, carrots, if I can plant onions, I will plant onions, but I suck at growing onions, and tomatoes and peppers. Those will be the main things. And I will try my best at planting a ton of it, so I have a lot of it. And when you're cooking and stuff like that in that kind of scenario, your best bet is to make a lot of soups, make a lot of broths and stuff, so you're getting a lot of nutrients from boiling carrots, drinking the broth, stuff like that. So your best bets are probably soups, eating a lot of soups.
And if you're processing rabbits, chickens, and stuff like that, boil down the carcasses as well.
Yeah.
For soups.
Well, I used to suck at carrots and stuff, but this year, man, I have so many out there. I can't believe it. And it must have been a really good situation this year for them because I was really, really happy with what I got. Shallots. Yeah, I'm going to have to try those. I love onions. I love them. In fact, I've went through an entire bag of onions this week alone.
One of the things that my wife was thinking about doing with one of the raised planter beds here was the Jerusalem artichoke or the sunchoke.
Yeah.
That will contain it. And, and it's like, I think it was Modern Refuge saying, if you have a bunch of root stuff, you have people come in that are not going to see it. They just think, oh, flowers and whatever else and stuff. And, not realize, hey, there's food there.
Yeah.
Oh, making sausage. Yes.
Hey, Myra Page. I'm sorry if I didn't say hi to you, but thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate you. It's like, what, 2 o'clock? No, probably 3 or 4 in the morning in South Africa. So thank you so much for coming in. Only root crops I do okay with is garlics. By the way, I got, oh my gosh, I have to show you. I'll be right back. At the farmer's market, I got the biggest garlic I've ever seen. 1 second.
Cool. Yeah, it's like some of the things that I'm getting ready to plant here just for a fall crop. I'm going to be doing some different types of peas, testing those out in some of the new planter beds just to see how they grow. But I had a problem with one of my planter beds. All the strawberry plants died. And so my wife said, well, let's plant a bunch of different things in there, see what's going on in there. Because we've had the crop dusting planes come right over our house after doing the fields over here. So we don't know if they're still leaking or whatever. But I got in that particular one, I have 6 of the little short sunflowers. I can't remember what they're called. The ones you got turned me on to. So,
I forget what they're called. Short stuff?
Short stuff, yeah. So I got 6 of those going in there. I got 6 rainbow chard that are coming up. And I got 8 lettuces that are all growing in where all the strawberry died. So we're going to see if, what's going on in there and what comes. But 2 of the plants are really yellow.
Yeah.
Not lush green. So there may be something going on there.
Yeah, I don't know. This is not elephant garlic. They told me it was not elephant garlic. I have no idea. It has to be a hardneck. I have no idea, but I'm going to plant it this year. I got 2 of these suckers, and I'm going to plant this because I'm going to plant it in November and let it go all winter, and then in the spring harvest it. But this is humongous. My hands are really small, so that doesn't help, but
so how many pieces are you going to get out of that one? You think?
I don't know, quite a bit, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's probably a lot more than that on there, but yeah, I was really surprised. And they had some of them braided and stuff. So I want to do that so bad, but I haven't been able to grow my own garlic to do that, to braid it. So hopefully I get enough and I can braid it. Yeah, this is really big, and I got 2 of these, guys. So I'm hoping that I get a good crop of garlic in the spring. And I also have other ones that I got. I bought some seed garlic on sale. I can't remember where I got it from, but yeah, it's definitely hard neck because this is really hard. It's not elephant, so I have no idea, but this is really cool. So I think this might do really well in one of my beds. But I'm not going to plant it till November. Yeah. But okay, so we've been on for 1 hour and 15 minutes. Thanks, guys, seriously, for coming in. Thanks for giving me a thumbs up. Thanks for participating in the side chat, because if you don't participate, I don't get credit for it. Doesn't help my channel. So if you really like my channel, participate. I'd really appreciate it. Oh, okay. Thanks, Cosmics. But thank you guys for coming in. I really appreciate it. My new schedule, I put it in the community tab. I let everybody know. It's going to be Wednesdays at 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yes, that's right, Mrs. Cosmic. Thank you so much. I love you guys so much. And yeah, so I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you for supporting all my videos and your comments. By the way, YouTube did it to me again, and they held my comments for review, and I didn't see it. So I had some on there that were like 4 or 5 months old. So I'm sorry if you messaged me and I didn't write back. I always try to message my people back right away. It really makes me mad that they did that because some of them were members. So why are you holding my? It didn't make any sense. So, but
the AI just to screw with people.
Yeah, pretty much. I think so because it was just random. It wasn't anything particular. But yeah, now that I have like a schedule, I'm hoping I get more people in my chats and stuff. And yeah, hope you enjoy my contact. I in October, I'm going to be a busy person. And I've got a lot of projects coming on in October, YouTube-wise. I can't talk about it yet, but eventually I'll be able to talk about it and let everybody know. But my schedule is going to be to the max. And that and Fred's going to school 4 days a week. So it's going to be very interesting, to say the least. Okay. Well, thank you all for coming in. Thanks for participating. I hope we taught you something. Don't let people in your house. Don't let people come in and think that don't let people think that they can come to your house. Like that is not an option.
Yeah.
Grow your own.
Make a big list of things they have to bring. Make it like 3 or 4 pages. Oh, you want to come over? Here you go. Bring this stuff here. Oh, why don't you go ahead and start storing some of it here now? We'll get a garden shed for you to store it in. See how fast people change their mind.
Yep. So just remember that. Don't let people and that's just in life. Don't let people take advantage of you. And with that being said, thank you for coming in. Thank you, Zombie, for being a member, continuing that membership. Don't forget, memberships are just 99 cents a month. And I have a ton of content for members only. So you can check that out. I have a couple new videos, canning videos and stuff like that. Earlier today, I did an elderberry tincture video. So I didn't even think I was going to even get enough elderberries to do the tincture. And I did. So you can watch that if you want. And we will see you all next Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Gil, when do you go live next?
I'm going to go live on Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern. And that is, hang on a second, get my list here. So that's going to be dealing with dirt and allergens in the house.
Nice. And that's actually a really, really good one because I've been learning a lot about that actually recently because I'm looking into taking mushrooms, right? And a lot of the mushrooms that I have been looking to take are like cleanse your liver and stuff. But like if you have a mold allergy or if you are like allergic to specific molds, you can't take the mushroom pills. Like I was planning on taking turkey tail for my digestive system. And if you are allergic to mold or fungus of any sort, you cannot take any of that. So I've been like kind of educating myself a little bit on it because I'm going to start taking it here before too long. My stomach is always messed up. But yeah, so definitely check that out Friday, guys. 10 o'clock p.m. That'll be Eastern Standard Time. And like I said, I can't thank you guys enough for being here. So we will see you all next time. And have a good one. Peace out.